How do you do, kind folks?
How'd he go?
Can't
Oh,
believe we're
good,
back
good.
here. Slime and Skits back together
Together
again
again. Plop. Plop
without
about.
even,
Yup,
for,
Nicole. Plopiculties.
not for the sake of
Technical.
trying. Not for the
Ugh.
sake of trying, kind folks. My ass.
Right.
Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen,
We did it.
something is,
Loosies.
something's incredibly wrong
Something's
with Discord and OBS, aka the bread and butter of
supposedly, yeah.
YouTubers.
There are
Bread and
those.
butter of
There
YouTubers
we both
themselves,
were.
but yet they're just ass for some reason right now.
My audio was apparently choppy when I tried to host it and do the record with my like $200 something microphone. Dun, 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 dun. Still good for guitar recording, but
Anyway, though,
yeah,
but anyway,
we're good.
Today we'll be discussing show revivals, specifically animated show revivals, because I'll tell you something, son. It's been a whirlwind of revivals these days.
Yeah, a lot of them, it seems.
Yeah, because the streaming wars and all that. Especially with Warner Bros. And what they're doing. I'm not even going to go into that. But the more recognizable IP you got, if you can revive it and get more streamers into your streaming service, the more money you'll get.
Yeah.
Specifically with commercials.
Ah.
And ads and all that.
That is what's true.
So I just made a list, and we're just going to go down all the ones that... We're going to go down all the ones that have been specifically probably for revivals for streaming services. Now, the first one is not, regrettably. But it kind of saved a little bit, not a whole lot, but it saved how Fox is perceived and how Fox, I guess works now.
Yeah.
That's Family Guy. The templates for bringing a show back to an extent. Yes, you brought in the hearts.
I guess I did. I was just
somehow,
trying to find
reason.
something else. Okay.
Georgie,
now we know. Now we know. Why that's the future, I don't know. But okay. Yes.
Anyway, though, what's your opinion on Family Guy, there, son?
Overall, great. Maybe in a rough patch in more recent times. Hopefully they'll recover from it. That'd be cool. But overall, a lot of laughs, a lot of good times, a lot of great moments that exist.
Yeah. Yeah. So Family Guy's had a rocky start, unfortunately. The first two seasons, those are solid seasons, I would say. But it was canceled, if you will, after the second season. Then it was brought back for a third season.
It was?
Then it was canceled again. For good, supposedly. But thanks to the support on Adult Swim and DVD sales, Fox brought Family Guy back.
True.
For better or for worse, leave that up to you. Actually, leave it up to us.
And then the animation changed.
We'll talk about it right now, currently.
Current style, I guess you could say.
Not really, and I'll explain that.
Never mind, totally false.
Not totally false. Not totally false, but false nonetheless.
I see.
So here's the thing, and you can tell there's a big... honestly, it wasn't a seamless... wasn't a seamless bring back either, honestly. Like, Family Guy, the first two seasons were actually not too shabby, honestly. They had some good stories. Like, and here's the thing too, despite what South Park loves to tell or whatever, despite what Matt and Trey like to say about Family Guy and how they write their jokes and all that, Family Guy in this first two seasons were really, really good. It was like on par with Simpsons, like Golden Age Simpsons, honestly.
Yeah.
It was that great of storytelling. Like, they incorporated the jokes within the story. The jokes served the story. The story didn't serve the jokes.
Yeah.
Season 3 was sort of a mixed bag. Towards the end, it kind of got a little you can see the subtle change where the jokes served where the story served the jokes. And then season 4 happened, which, I gotta say, comparatively, it's one of the best seasons. But, and it's also where the Meg hate started happening, was specifically in season 4. And it was right around here when story served the jokes, so the jokes serving the story.
Yeah. Patty T was killed off. I think that was season 3, but still.
Who was killed off?
Patty T, you know?
Patty T was not... No, he was still around in season 5, I believe.
Oh, really?
Like, he had... Yeah, he had his...
that aired, huh?
I think he got killed off in season 5.
I thought it was 4, but yeah.
Patty Tanager, the Katie manager.
You
want to fight about it?
Did I die about it? Zoe, you have a take, then rest.
Now, here's the thing with Family Guy. I dare say seasons 1 through 3 is probably the best Family Guy has ever done. I will attest to this day. The animation's a little rough, especially in season 1, but still, it's like almost a night and day difference. But to be fair, this show kind of breathed in the laugh out loud, random XD humor that the 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010s kind of birthed and all that. It was kind of the forerunner there. You there, son?
Yeah, I was trying to help our noise cancellation since we're using Skype again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am here. And
anyway,
I must say, you're right about the XD humor. That's
I mean,
on point. It's a good way to look at it.
It kind of went down South Park routes where they would just make fun of everything and anything.
Yeah.
But then I think it's very weird. I think it's 2 events started. I think it started with one event, and then got cemented in another event where the first event was the death of Brian, which was supposed to bring people back and all that. You got the Vinny, the supposed like
he was funny though.
Replacement. Hey, you guys, I'm Vinny over here. Hey, I'm a dog.
What's with the waterworks? That's
What's with the waterworks over here?
Name for Stewie Griffin.
Yeah. and then they brought Brian back, of course. It was always in the bag. It was never like these things. Each episode takes about like a couple years to make. Okay, there's no way that they just automatically made an episode in like 2 weeks and aired it. There is absolutely no way. It was always the plan to bring Brian back eventually.
Ah, I see.
But a lot of people really hated that.
They did.
And they noticed the South Park humor, that didn't cement it. A lot of people made that assumption back when South Park made that assumption that Family Guy was. Remember, if you think that's bad.
Yeah, I was thinking about that also.
But yeah, it was like, you think that?
Yeah.
It wasn't that. So that death of Brian really cemented that whole thing. Like it signified. I mean, everyone hated the fact that it was a big, huge, heartfelt thing, but they had like random XD humor mixed in there that did not mesh well. So they decided to do a complete 180 with the second event, Adam West High, where they renamed the high school to Adam West High, which on its own is perfectly fine, okay? Because you're
kind of them.
It is commonly kind of them, to be fair. But it was this episode that I noticed the humor was off. It wasn't random XD humor anymore. They were going a little bit soft.
Yeah, they did.
They were a lot softer. They were poking fun at things that were being poked fun at on SNL, which is not even that funny these days. And they were going for more. They're going for more acceptable humor, which that's not what Family Guy is. Family Guy is just raunchy, balls to the wall, random XD humor, and that's not what Family Guy is. I can go on a huge video essay on this, but we're not going to do that.
And you may one day.
I may one day.
Be there for it, okay, folks. But
you'll probably be there.
Anyway, but
anyway,
what a great synopsis.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's I will say this: there's a couple episodes that are by far some of the best they've done, which is just some are just an analysis on Stewie, and it's just Stewie sitting in a room talking. No cutaways or anything. It's just Stewie just talking. Either to Brian or
got his American voice.
Either to that episode was one of the best episodes because it looked into Stewie as a character and Stewie as a person, and there was a big huge talk about Brian. There's a big huge talk between Brian and Stewie in like a bank vault or something. They talked about philosophy and all that. And yeah, okay, listen, they can write. These people, these writers on Family Guy, whoever they are, they can write. Honestly, they've showed that with these couple episodes.
Yeah.
Which are probably in one of the worst seasons of Family Guy, couple seasons of Family Guy ever.
Yeah.
These bright, shining beacons are like, bring that like F minus to a C minus. Like they're that good.
Yeah. Diamonds in the rough, if you will.
They are extreme diamonds in the rough. It's like diamonds in diarrhea crap, honestly.
It's like diamonds in the diarrhea toilet bowl.
Yeah. Nowadays, they're trying to very much implement South Park with Hulu and all that. You know how South Park has been like implementing like specials and movies and all that type of thing?
Oh.
So they're
That's what
doing
they're
that
doing.
with Family Guy now.
Okay.
They did a Halloween special that just aired, and as of this recording, they are doing a Christmas special that hasn't aired yet, but will air. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the Halloween special.
Did it suck?
It's not even a special. It's not a special. It's just an episode, and it's just
did it suck? Regardless.
It's literally the exact same crap that we've been getting the past few seasons, where it's just sitcom-esque things,
Okay.
esque situations, but they're no cutaways, and it's not funny.
What?
There's literally in this special, which is 30 minutes, which I don't even know why it's called a special. If they're not going to be, it's not going to be longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was 30 minutes, one cutaway. One.
That's it?
And it was honestly one of the worst jokes in the entire special. It was that it's that bad.
Okay. I'll pass on that one then.
Yes. Honestly, I think bringing Family Guy back was great, but it's getting very stale very fast.
So do
honestly,
it the right way.
They probably should do what the Simpsons did and just bring in a new showrunner, which is what Simpsons did. And just go balls to the wall, you know? The Simpsons is going very meta, existential, and all that, which is making it more interesting and more funny. Simpsons is having their golden age now because I guess they got new writers and a new showrunner. They should do that with the Family Guy, honestly. Seth hasn't even been in the writer's room since season 10.
But he's still a big part of the show. I'm surprised he doesn't ever say anything about it.
He does. He says he hasn't been in the writer's room since season 10. And the only time he's ever seen a script is when he comes in to voice the characters, and that's it.
Huh.
Probably because he's off doing his own stuff with like the Orville and sort of American Dad, but probably not anymore. Probably doing the same. He's doing the TED show. He's doing an animated TED show apparently now, which I don't even know anymore. But anyway,
that could be good. We'll see.
I think decent. So. In rankings, I think Family Guy was... it was good to come back, but I think it's getting stale and they need to change it up. So I give it maybe... on a ranking of should it have been revived or should it not? I think it should.
Oh yeah, same.
But even though it's very stale these days. Anyway, though.
Well, what else we got here?
We got a Beavis and Butthead. Now, Beavis and Butthead. Son, give us a little intro into Beavis and Butthead since you're a big, huge fan of this.
Yeah, I guess of the two of us, I'm the one who enjoys it more, funny enough. But, yeah, it's that's a show that is probably more so than Family Guy ever was at any point in its history about
supposedly
the jokes, probably more than anything else. it's also it's satirical in the sense of, well, at least when it first came out, it was like, do we want our kids to grow up like this one day?
It was literally The Simpsons.
Sort of.
Do we want our kids to act like Bart Simpson? Do we want our kids to act like Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah. Yeah, and from what I've gathered, they co-inspired each other in a sense, not like in their beginnings, but just as time went on.
Yeah. So basically, this show has been brought back twice.
It has.
So
And
let's
talk
about
the
it.
latest.
Let's talk about it. So Beavis and Butthead ran from 93 to 97.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And there's the Nittick is back, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to continue. We're going to continue on with our conversation. But anyway,
I see.
She'll probably pop in and have a do we have a little cameo from our favorite Nittick? No? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
So where was I? Oh yeah.
B&B.
So the first season was even rougher than the first season of Family Guy. It was yeah. Like there was like
I laughed at
Beavis,
it, but yeah.
Beavis was like swallowing a huge bag of drugs, honestly. It was that rough. That controversial.
I think I remember that. I don't know if I've seen that. But
it was
yeah,
like it's one of the very early episodes there.
Some of them
like,
are not that bad, and I don't know why Mike Judge hates them so much. Like there's where they sign up for the draft.
Yeah,
with the army.
There's a lot of Beavis and Butthead episodes that have been lost to time, but there's like one where Beavis literally swallows like an entire bag of drugs, which I can see why Mike Judge doesn't like that.
Well, yeah.
In retrospect, but also the fire that we don't need to get into all the controversies about Beavis and Butthead. But anyway,
yeah.
So it ended in 97, which I think it's probably due to the fact that King of the Hill, which we'll be getting into soon.
Oh yeah.
Got picked up right around that time.
Yeah.
97, yeah. It was when King of the Hill. So he was hey, if you need to work your magic and you can only work your magic on one series, then hey, go ahead. Cancel Beavis Butthead, go to King of the Hill. Awesome.
Yeah, I like them both, but yeah.
And you're eating your pork chops.
I'm eating a pizza, actually.
I see. Anyway, though. So, I guess due to the fact that MTV has absolutely nothing except for reality TV that's like the most reality TV of reality TV there ever was or ever will be. Like the most garbage reality TV there ever was.
Except for Jackass, yeah.
I wouldn't put that as reality TV, but...
Okay, then sure.
Anyway, though. They brought it back in 2011 for like one season because I don't even know. No one watched it or something.
I watched it after the fact.
I mean, of course you watched it, kindly.
After the fact, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that bad, though.
At the time, no one watched it. It was like, honestly, from retrospect, it reminded me of that one Simpsons episode where we're talking a lot about the Simpsons, honestly, but the Simpsons episode where Homer, as a kid, in the golden age, he was raised up in the 70s. But in this one episode in like season 15 or something, he was raised in the 90s. Which broke a whole bunch of canon.
Yeah, there was some of that to an extent.
Beavis and Butthead, they were in the 90s, and all of a sudden were plopped into 2011, so it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And yeah, I can see
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that whole thing.
Yeah, it also happened in the current iteration.
But
they did add something awesome though.
They added an explanation for that. So
they did.
It started out as a movie, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, where they were literally plopped. It was good. They were literally plopped from... Oh, the surprise cameo from the Nidic is here. Hello. No, I did not. Say hi.
Look who it is. Hey, guys.
Say bye.
Bye, guys.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Skits is on Skype, and I'm recording through the mic right here.
Yeah, kind folks. We got a guest appearance.
Yeah, we tried. We went through all the ringers here. Special guest appearance from the Nidic, kind folks. Everyone, round of applause.
Gee, the clap.
Okay. Yeah, well, someone's gonna don't say that. Someone's gonna like. Well, yeah, but don't let the audience hear that.
They didn't. They just heard.
Don't let the audience hear that. They're gonna be all weird about it.
The audience heard some random whispering.
Fine.
That's
bye.
All I know.
Mm-hmm. Special case appearance from the Nidic, kind folks. Anyway. Next.
Yeah, so B&B.
So here's the thing, okay?
Great.
Back in the 90s, I was on a very famous TV show. BoJack Horseman, everybody. Anyway, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead just did random bullcrap for the sake of doing random bullcrap.
Yeah.
But here is where I think the revival works. This revival specifically works. A, they explained how Beavis and Butthead... Or no, there's three things that they did. A, Beavis and Butthead... They explained how they got from the 90s to the 2020s. Which they didn't have to do that. They didn't do that in 2011.
No, they did now.
They did now, and I think it works. I think it extremely does. It really does work.
They did it, guide folks.
Which, if you're going to bring Beavis and Butthead back, and you're not going to set it in the 90s, you're going to set it in modern day, you have to explain it. I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
And you know what? They explained it.
And it worked.
And it did.
So,
and we got the older versions.
I was gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
number two. Number
Numero
two.
dos.
Numero dos. Anyway, number two, they use different iterations of Beavis and Butthead, so it's not tired. Like, they don't get extremely tired all the time, because doing the same thing with Beavis and Butthead again, it gets tiresome.
Yeah, they do mix it up, and that makes it funny.
This time, though, they mix it up where they have not only old Beavis and Butthead, which I gotta say, that's chef's kiss.
Pretty
that
funny.
That's amazing. But anyway.
Yep, I'm doing the hand gesture too. I know you're doing it, and I don't even have to be there.
The Italian.
Yep.
Pizza, if you will. Anyway, but they also have smart Beavis and Butthead.
They do.
Which is, yeah,
pretty good.
It's amazing. It's absolutely just amazing.
It is, good, folks.
And C,
for God's sake.
They brought in some. They implemented some South Park, and what do I mean by South Park? They added commentary.
I was just gonna say they added Cartman.
No, they didn't add Cartman. They added commentary to our modern society. So instead of random, idiots living in a realistic world. Kind of. The world is also kind of kooky. And they got to interact with
more so
people who are more competent. And there's more people that are competent that come into this show and comment on our modern society, which I gotta say, although commentary has really been overblown, probably to a lesser extent that I absolutely hate, this works because it's just two idiots. Two brain-dead idiots.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty dumb and much. Yeah. Hey, butthead.
Which, you put all three of these into that whole thing, chef's kiss.
Yep. Hand gesture again.
So here's what I have to say. There's two. So here's what I have to rate the two revivals.
Sure.
The first revival in 2011, I can honestly just go without it, honestly.
I loved it, but less than the current one.
This, I would say, let it die or whatever. This one, I say revive it because it is
well done.
Honestly, dare I say it, it's better than the original.
I agree.
I mean, I can barely pay attention to old Beavis and Butthead.
And I can, with no questions asked.
These couple seasons of Beavis and Butthead, yeah, I watch every episode, and I actually enjoy it.
I did also.
The animation doesn't suck either.
No, it's pretty solid looking. I liked it. Yeah, well done there. Got some hilarious things from all eras, but yeah.
Would you revive or would you let the 2011 version die?
It's somewhere in the middle.
And why? You can't go in the middle. You gotta revive it or let it die.
Oh, wow.
And why?
Let's say revive it, but if we could go back to that era, I would say, like you did with Family Guy, bring in some more creative juices from other people to freshen it up.
Yes.
Exactly, just like the King said on the CDI. Yes. So, now for the current iteration, I mean, that's a definite yes. I mean, have we gotten something as epic as the capital of France is Jupiter? No, maybe not.
I mean,
actually, we probably have, but
I think the episode where Butthead or Beavis or whoever, like the blonde one, I don't know which one. Beavis. When Beavis talks with fire.
Yeah, that one's pretty on par with the capital of France is Jupiter.
That's pretty epic, honestly.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it, they didn't let it. Best thing about it, they didn't let it drag. It's just like a 5-minute sketch, which I gotta say.
Yeah.
Good going.
Funny.
Anyway, though.
Write a 5-page paper on it.
And then he starts to think, oh wait, fire sucks.
Fire sucks.
I'm going over here. Anyway, though, yeah.
Kind is good.
2011.
They had
2011.
Commentaries, like they did in the music videos in the past. Now it's like a more mainstream pop culture for today, and I think it works for that reason. A notable one is when that girl's like my name is Mary Catherine. It's like,
Oh gosh.
my name is Mary Catherine.
Yeah. So, and the best thing about it, they don't do it all the time either. They just do it when they feel like it. Which, yeah, there you go. You got They literally have a chest of the toy chest of different things they can do.
Yep.
And they just do it in that 22-minute run or whatever. Like, if they want to do want to have a 5-minute sketch where Beavis talks to fire, they do that. They want like a 3-minute thing where they just react to TikToks or something, they can do that. You know, it's got a bunch of different avenues, which I gotta say keeps the creativity afloat.
It does.
Makes it work. They did a good job. Mike Judge.
They're continuing to do a good job.
Indeed. Hopefully it continues. If you don't go down that Family Guy route where it kind of gets very stale and they don't continue.
Yeah, let's not have that.
Anyway, though, onward to Adventure Time. Adventure Time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to very distant lands.
Well, this one's gonna be mostly you because I've only ever seen it when you had it on and probably laughed loudly in the background. That's really it.
To an extent, yeah. But
the only time I've ever seen it.
All right, so Adventure Time is probably the show that reshaped Cartoon Network, which,
yeah, I could see that.
I would say for the better. Many people would probably say for the worst in some cases.
Maybe.
But I'd say for the better. And it's got 10 seasons. Surprising enough, going from 2010 to 2018.
Huh. Yeah, that's right. That is right.
But there's 10 seasons, which I guess they include the mini seasons. Like there's mini arcs in this series, which is kind of interesting. But so they spun it off into many different areas. And they recently announced that they're bringing it back. Like,
no.
Authentically, they're bringing it back.
No.
So, I guess we'll talk about the kind of revivals, sort of spin-offs. And I would consider that maybe a season or two or something, I don't know. And then we'll talk about the actual revival itself, which will be pretty short. Anyway.
Okay. Take it away.
Adventure Time Distant Lands. That was kind of a continuation of some characters and where they're at after the ending of Adventure Time. There's 4 movies, if you will. Movies.
Hit movies from Lodgenet, if you know, you know. Yeah, Adventure Time, anyway.
Yeah, and so there's one with Princess Bubblegum and her relationship with the vampire girl. I forget her name. And there's one with Peppermint Butler. There's one with... what am I doing? I need to look this up, honestly, because I forgot. I'm sorry, kind folks. I kind of forgot about this. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so there's one about BMO. There's one about Princess Bubblegum and the Vampire Girl. There's one about Peppermint Butler. And there's one about Finn and Jake. So, I'm not going to go into great extents or whatever, but honestly, all of them are pretty good. They're okay. But the one that that's really worth note, is the Finn and Jake one, because that's literally Finn trying to find Jake, and it's very emotional, very heartfelt, where they get reincarnated and go back to like the land of Ooh to have more adventures together. And honestly, it tugs at the heartstrings. I wasn't a huge fan of Adventure Time, honestly,
Yeah.
Like I watched the series. I thought it was fine,
Yeah.
but it's not one of my favorites. But even I have to admit, I kind of teared up a little bit at the end of that. It was honestly just chef's kiss. Anyway,
There it is. Yep, hand gesture guy, folks.
hand gesture and all. Then they kind of did a whole thing with spin-off called Adventure Time Fiona and Cake, which is basically which honestly it was the Ice King or whatever, like the Ice King was originally going to have his own movie, but then there was just too much story potential, so they spun it off into its own series. Which I gotta say, that series freaking slaps, honestly.
It slapped, alright.
It's really good. But now, so that's all of the sort of revival, sort of continuation, whatever. It's not really bringing it back, but they actually are bringing back Adventure Time, the series. They're bringing it back, but we have little to no information regarding that. We don't even know when the heck it's gonna happen. I think it's 2026, but it's gonna be like a long time. But anyway.
Yeah.
It's two additional spin-offs, Adventure Time side quests. That's the thing. That's side quests. That's the new series with Finn and Jake, I think. And then there's a Cartoonito, which is the Cartoon Network preschool block show. Heyo Bimo. Adventure Time Heyo Bimo, or whatever. So they're going to go back to the land of Ooh and all that.
Oops.
I guess they're going to tell the stories between the ending of Adventure Time and when Jake dies, because, spoiler alert, Jake dies later on in the show or something. I don't even know. Anyway, if it's very quick, because I would say for this semi-season 11-ish kind of thing,
yes,
revival kind of thing, I would give it a green light.
Yeah.
Because it's okay. Most of it's okay, but some are just absolutely great. And I would say a lot of like the stuff that's great actually makes me want to go back and watch Adventure Time. And I don't want to watch Adventure Time if that stuff didn't exist. So, son, you probably don't probably have nothing to comment on.
Not really. I mean, I get its significance amongst its fan base, and I appreciate it for that reason. And I always thought the animation style was on the better end of the spectrum. I remember always seeing the commercials back in the day, which makes me feel like an elder, but yeah. Always saw those commercials, and takes me back to my days at my old house. Good stuff. Yeah, but never watched it formally. So I'm not eligible, in my opinion, to give it a grade. But it's cool that they're bringing it back for the fan base.
For at least a couple spin-offs. I don't even know. I mean, I'm fairly certain Finn and Jake are coming back in side quests, but again, there's a very little out there. But anyway, you know, it's something that did come back. That's something that you can kind of talk about. Dun 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 dun. 1, 2, 3. Dun 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 dun. Zoidberg.
Go downtown. Zoidberg.
Bite my shiny metal axe. Axe. Anyway.
Zoidberg for you.
So, a little bit about Adventure Time. This show has been...
What?
What?
Adventure Time again?
No, not Adventure Time. What am I saying?
I
Futurama.
was about to take it out.
Futurama. My apologies.
Futurama.
Anyway, Futurama.
Zoidberg. Yes.
A little bit about this show. This show has been canceled so many times.
Yeah, and I think they even acknowledged it within
They
the show.
acknowledge it so many times throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
It's almost insane. So, first cancellation happened
20
on Fox.
Something, probably.
Happened on Fox. This let me see. Dope.
I was stretching my back.
My back. Oh, my back.
Oh, my back.
So it lasted 4 years from
99 until
99.
what?
99 till 2003, I think.
Can't believe I knew that.
Because it's implemented in the show.
That's
2099.
exactly right.
$29.99.
Happy New Year. Happy
Anyway.
birthday for me.
Yeah. Anyway.
I was 1. That's the day, that's the day I turned 2.
Anyway. So after the first cancellation, they brought it back as... The heck is that?
Twitter.
Oh.
Sorry, eh? They brought it back as what?
4 direct-to-video films.
They did.
And then they brought it back, and then he canceled it. Brought it back again.
Yeah.
Comedy Central.
I don't know if that's a good fit for it, but yeah.
It is, and it was not. We'll get to it.
Okay,
but
it was poop.
Then it was brought back, and it died and brought back. Stay with me now. Again. In Hulu. To Hulu.
Hulu.
This thing has so many final episodes. Like, it's got its own... I'm sure it has its own, like, playlist on Disney Plus now.
It's possible.
So, so it was brought back into the direct-to-video films.
Yes. DVD. Yep.
Yes, specifically for direct-to-video DVDs.
Yep.
I would say it lost some of its luster, I guess. It's not. It's sort of you know, they're fine. There's a couple of movies that just feel like they're just couple episodes stitched together, but then there's a couple that feel like, okay, they actually wanted to make a movie, and it feels like a movie instead of just being episodes stitched together.
Yeah.
And then the Comedy Central run, which let's see here. The direct-to-video films revived in 2007. So it died in 2003, brought back in 2007. Brought to Comedy Central in 2009. And brought back in 2022.
Oh.
So anyway. Honestly, this, in very short terms, this show uses a lot of nerd stuff to the nth degree. It's very,
and it's
very
actually factual. It's the best part.
That's what I also meant. Like, nerding as in like science and stuff.
Yep. Yep, it does.
Like, this is Matt Groening's fantasy, like, sci-fi show. Matt Groening had like a modern day show with The Simpsons, had like a sci-fi show with Futurama. Then he, excuse me. Then he had a fantasy series with Disenchantment, which is good in its own right as well. But we're not talking about that because it died and it had a series finale for the best. But anyway. Yeah, so Futurama. So it was brought back in 2007. 2009, they brought it back. Or 2010, they brought it back. 2009, they greenlit it. 2010, they brought it back. And yeah,
okay.
Those couple seasons were considered by the fan base to be the worst.
Naturally, I mean that's the expectation for how this always goes. So
yeah, I mean honestly, there's
what's new.
They went toward the Family Guy aspect of jokes.
That could be good, but wasn't.
It wasn't good. It did not mesh correctly.
It could have though.
It could have, but it didn't. There was a Susan Boyle.
The name is very familiar.
She was a kind of. She wasn't the prettiest woman.
Okay.
Like she wasn't a pretty woman. She was on American Idol.
Okay.
Or British Idol or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah.
And she sung so beautifully, like an opera singer.
Okay.
And got really famous in the late aughts.
Yeah.
So in Futurama, they had Susan Boyle. Oh my gosh, Leela, the one-eyed, purple-haired mutant person.
Yeah.
She had a Boyle named Susan Boyle.
Oh.
Who could sing. Yeah, that's the amount of which is kind
I see what they're getting at. Yeah.
It's off color. It's off color, and it's so random XD humor. It doesn't work.
A bad thing, but
it's a bad thing for Futurama because that's not what they.
That sounds like it's like cloning Family Guy almost.
Yeah, and
it's like great but wrong characters. That's my take on that. Kind of.
Yeah, and on top of all that, like we just implemented. Who knows Susan Boyle these days? That's literally what the joke is. They're not commenting on anything. It's just Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
So yeah,
sure.
But dare I say it, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, then they brought it back on Hulu in a more serialized way, where the other seasons were kind of serialized, but they were very loosely serialized. It was more episodic, honestly, but this time it's more serialized. And honestly, I think it works. It's more serialized, but they're still going on random episodic adventures as well, you know? And it's only been a couple seasons. They got renewed for a couple more seasons, but they had a semi-series finale for this past season as well because they only got picked up for 20 episodes. So you never know, especially in the climate of the streaming wars. But they got picked up again for another 20 episodes, so that's good.
Okay.
And honestly, is it as good as the, dare I say it, the golden age of Futurama seasons 1 through 4? It's close.
I have no idea.
It's close. But dare I say it, it being close
That's pretty good.
just justifies it. And to be fair, there is some cringe to it. Like there's a whole episode about crypto and all that, which
that's fitting for
the
drama, but yeah.
Yeah, but the idea of it's kind of whatever. There's a couple episodes that kind of fall flat. Let's put it that way.
Perhaps.
But some of the ideas that they use and do, it's a lot more inspiring than previous installations and all that. So I'm just going to go as far as to say the films, the first revival, I give it a green lighted, I guess, you know? Yeah, green lighted, because there was one movie that was actually really good, so
okay,
I'll give it that.
Okay.
Second revival, like I said, it sucked to the nth degree, but there is one fantastic series finale that was a series finale for a good long bit. That's tough.
Yeah.
I would say no, because it's just those seasons are just that bad. But this new Hulu revival, I would give it a green light because they talk about certain things. It's more serialized, and I like my serialization TV shows.
Yep.
And they talk about things in such a nerdy, factual, scientific way. And sometimes we need more science in shows.
Sometimes we do.
And it works. A lot of the times it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of times it does. So, the end. Son,
yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
As far as ratings go, it's pretty much on par with what you said. I think you summed that up pretty well. I don't really have anything else to add in that regard. Because that's basically how it's all played out. I will say, I don't know if I've ever really sat down and watched any episodes in their entirety, but I've always gotten a kick out of seeing various random clips on YouTube.
Of Zoidberg?
Especially of Zoidberg, because he's just that funny. I don't know why. He's
the punching bag of the entire show, and it's hilarious. It's kind of hilarious, honestly. It's like
just hearing him talk is just great.
Honestly, honestly, he's the Meg. Honestly, he's the Meg.
He might even be better.
Yeah, I mean, he is better in that regard. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Bender has his moments also. I'm not gonna lie.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Yeah.
Honestly, you'd be talking differently about Hulu, the Hulu revival, in a very different way, because the voice of Bender was not planning on returning because Hulu was going to drastically undercut his pay.
Oh.
But the good news is they hashed it out, and the voice of Bender is Bender once again.
That's
God
good.
Bless America. But it was close. It went down to the wire, kind folks. I mean,
it was a close one.
It was a very close. It was a highly close one, because
I will say, the Jamaican guy that I cannot remember the name of, he annoys me. I don't know why. He just irritates the crap out of me.
He annoys you.
I can't remember his name for some reason.
Honestly, I just watched an episode of Futurama on Hulu, and I can't remember his name either.
I don't know, but he's just like, always, no, that's coming out to your...
I'll tell you this, they really went into the 420 marijuana aspect of his character. in the
That
Hulu
may
in the
help a
Hulu
little
show.
bit. It's just always irritating for some reason. Just
I mean,
we get it.
he is the he's
He is,
basically
yes.
the scrub of he's basically
Sure?
the scrub. What?
You sure about that?
I'm sure about that. He is the scrub of the show. He's like, oh well, now, hey, you oh, I'm sorry, you didn't come into work tomorrow. I have to dock your pay by a second or something. You came into work late for a second. I have to dock your pay for a second. He is literally that. If you watch the show, he is the scrub of the show.
In some ways, yes. That and I don't know, I've always felt that Futurama, at least I don't know if it's different now, but always got a little too political sometimes for my liking. Just a little bit.
Depends on what you mean by
Exactly.
Depends on what you mean by political.
I guess that's also true. But
if you mean NFTs and crypto and all that, then
no,
it continues
not what
that.
I meant. That's definitely not what I meant.
If you're talking about if you're talking about that other thing, I haven't seen anything about economics or anything like that specifically in the Hulu variation.
What about the other side of it, if you know what I mean?
I haven't seen any political parties or anything like that specifically.
Well, not like in your face, but I always felt like there were certain undertones whenever I see certain clips. I'm like, I'm not so sure about that.
I mean, from a skits point of view, I mean, hey, vote however you want to vote, honestly. There's some things that are clearly correct and some things that are clearly not, but vote however you want to vote. We're not talking about voting or politics here.
Well, no.
But anyway.
I'm just saying it...
Not... So...
It seemed like
is it liberal? I would say no. I don't see any liberal isms in there. I don't see any conservative isms in there either.
Interesting.
Although, if you want to go certain way, they do talk about evolution. There is one episode where there's a big joke about how an ape is talking about how evolution doesn't exist, and Professor Zoidberg, or no, like the professor, whoever his name is.
Yeah.
I keep on forgetting these names. I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff, but he talks about, well, they haven't. It's this whole thing about how they haven't found a connection between man and ape, and Zoid and the professor's like, yes, they have. Actually, yes, they have. It's called Homo erectus. He's like, okay, well, you don't know anything about man and Homo erectus. Yes, they have, and he goes on for like
seen that.
Talking about that, then yeah, that's all over the place.
No, I wasn't talking about that. That's okay. I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I misinterpreted it. That's okay. I'll give it a pass though, overall.
I will say this, if you're not there's not really a whole lot of politics in that show.
Okay then.
In my perspective.
I see.
Unless you want to go down the evolution route or anything like that.
That was not it at all, but okay.
But yeah. Anyway, though, I would say I would recommend it. Honestly, it's a really good show. It is
pretty good.
It does get boring because it's just a very. This podcast is turning into a Futurama perspective, but it's a very niche humor thing where you gotta.
Yeah, I could.
It's
see
like
that.
You gotta science, and it's like very science oriented, very like the script is. It's more. the jokes are more scripting and more language and more.
Some of them are a little dark.
It is.
But yeah.
A lot of the jokes are very script oriented, where like not like a Family Guy where they're just doing random XD humor, but it's more like they develop the joke. They develop the joke very heavily with
a lot of Zoidberg punniness. That is good. Like just in general.
Basically, it takes Zoidberg, but honestly, all the characters have their Zoidbergness, honestly, with that humor. They do. Anyway, though.
Time, yes.
Ooh, let's move on, shall we? No more politics, and onward to other shows. Fairly Odd Parents.
Odd Parents.
Yeah. So this show had a very impressive run for a long time. It was the second biggest animated show on Nickelodeon, always behind the Sponge, of course.
Well, yeah.
But then it got canceled in 2010. Thank God, because it got bad. It got bad.
I see.
And it got revived twice.
Oh.
We're not talking about the movies. We're just talking about the shows, specifically.
I see.
Okay, let's talk about your interpretation on Fairly Odd Parents. Pat, what are your thoughts on it?
I always liked it for the most part. It wasn't ever a show that I thought sucked. But when I watched it, it was probably mostly when the show was still decent. Then I guess that when it got to the crappiness era, that was probably when I wasn't at home watching stuff on Nickelodeon anymore. But yeah, yeah, I thought it was all right. It definitely had some good jokes in it.
It did, and then it didn't. Real fast. Anyway, so Wikipedia, the source of all this, honestly.
Yep, the free online encyclopedia, that is telling us.
It says that this is a live-action spin-off, but I would say I've watched this show, and I would say that this isn't a spin-off. It's a continuation. It's a sequel, but so we're gonna go with that.
Okay.
They had a live-action spin-off of the Fairly Odd Parents on Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah.
That was called Fairly Odder, where Timmy is grown up, still has his fairies, but he's giving his fairies to his nephews or something, or his cousins or whatever.
Oh, that's kind of him.
Kind of. You know the crappiness of Nickelodeon sitcoms these days?
So it tapped into that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
They floated, Georgie.
Oh, yeah.
They floated.
So, first of all, the fairies are barely on screen. To which we are all like, Shalom, what the heck? Kind folks.
Like, can you please come out of the toilet? Like, hello?
Like, they're still animated, they're 2D animated, but the animation looks off, and it's, honestly, it looks super expensive, to the point where they're barely on screen, so there we are.
Is Butch Hartman still doing it, or did they get someone else to do it?
Butch, it's a very long and complicated story, but the TLDR, too long didn't read, on it is Butch left Nickelodeon to pursue his Christian-oriented streaming service.
Okay.
that has yet to materialize. And
That
that's
answers that question then, and not
indeed.
in the way I thought it would. Okay.
He's executive producer, but honestly, executive producing could honestly just be approving of the show concept, and that's it. Just having your name on it because you need residuals, basically. That's literally it. That could literally be it, honestly.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
He has, but yeah, on Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odder was released, and then a sequel series, a proper sequel series that implemented sort of CGI, but kind of in that the Peanuts movie aspect where it looks 2D, but it's clearly CGI. Where it's called Fairly Odd Parents, A New Wish, where they follow around a completely new character, where she, an African American girl, does her own wishes from Cosmo and Wanda and all that. Which I have to say, yes, good job. Finally.
Okay.
So there was a lot. So let's talk about the first revival that they tried to do. So they tried for a very long time to just keep Timmy Turner as the Fairly Odd Parents' godson or whatever, or odd son. Up until the point where he was like 21 and still living in his parents' house and still had the fairies, even though the rules, if you will, clearly states that once you grow up, you can no longer have your Fairly Odd Parents.
Ah, yes.
And yet he grows up and he's still there.
Yeah. That's true.
The sequel series continues that garbage.
Oops.
Plus it's completely not funny. It is so unfunny.
Sure. Yeah.
It's almost painful to watch.
Oops.
The sequel series, Fairly Odder. No, not Fairly Odder. Fairly Odder is crap. A New Wish.
Okay.
That's the sequel series. New sequel series. We're getting back to the basic roots here. The wishes are a little safe, you know? You know how Timmy, back in the early days of Fairly Odd Parents, were like, hey, I want to go in a video game. I wish I can go in a video game.
Yep, but it says in that Turner-like voice that he
Tara Strong voice.
Yep, in the
this
Strong voice.
Yeah, anyway.
That's my attempt at it.
This girl says, I wish I had better grades in school. I wish I was friends with my teachers. That's a little...
That's what they picked?
I mean, that's for one episode.
You're right.
That's a little safe, honestly.
Yeah, that might be a little too safe, guy, folks.
But I think it's in a better... I think this show is in a better spot than Fairly Odder was. Because Timmy is completely gone from this show. Like, there's mentions of him, but he's not in the show. Which I gotta say, if you're gonna continue the show, or have a sequel show or whatever, that's what you need to do. I'm sorry. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Kindly. Because the rules... Hey, it's in the rules, okay?
The rules, yeah.
Duh rules. Not the rules. Yeah. Duh rules.
The rules, guys.
Duh rules.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Go on, kid, or take it.
So it's got potential. It's still fairly new. It's
still fairly odd.
It is still fairly odd, yes. It premiered this May. So this May of this year. So it's still got some kinks to work out, you know. Even the first season of Fairly Odd Parents wasn't perfect, so they got to iron out a few things, kick out a few kinks. Which, hey, that's with every show, honestly. But yeah, I'd say for the Fairly Odder sequel series, of course not. I give that die. Die.
By my hand.
Indeed.
That's
For a new wish, I like the animation style. I like where they're going with it. I give the green check.
Okay.
Son, you probably know absolutely nothing about this.
Not beyond the original incarnation in that one film that happened.
Oh yeah, with Drake Bell, who
yeah, that's what I was.
We won't talk about Drake Bell, kindly.
No, not currently. No. Oops, whoops, Bell. But yeah. So yeah, just pop in and plop in, if you will. Yeah, sounds promising. It could be good. I hope it is. That, to me, was always, like, the second to Blep.
They aren't...
short for Bob l'Éponge, French SpongeBob, SquarePants,
I will say this as well. They aren't fish.
Not
like,
always.
you know how...
Oh, really?
You know how the Odd Parents are, like...
I do. I know.
They were fish with Timmy.
Yep.
They aren't fish. They're like...
What the deuce?
I don't even know what the heck they are.
What the...
I haven't really looked into it a whole lot, but they're like neighbors or something. They're like adults.
I was gonna say, what did they turn into? Majestic bison or something? Like,
let me see here.
What if they were bison instead of fish? That would be great.
They were in retirement. What are they? They're not fish. Wikipedia, don't...
The free online encyclopedia.
So, yeah, but anyway. Son, tell us what you, tell us your stuff while I look this up real fast.
I mean, not really a whole lot more to say. I just... I thought it was great back in the day. I would say it was better than the more recent variants of SpongeBob. If we're talking about old school SpongeBob, then maybe not. Although it got closer than you'd think. Overall, a good show. Definitely one of the best that Nickelodeon had back in the day. Before the era of Orange Feet, if you will. The Orange Foot era was that's kind of when they took a dump, in my opinion. Bring back the splatter era. Then there was that. This is somewhat related. Why did they get rid of that Toon Nick channel? I always thought that one
Toon
was...
Nick? I think that was all right, we'll move on after this, but I think the Toon Nick was like from the Pacific or something. Like it would show, how you get different Nickelodeons for like different time frames or whatever. I think the Toon Nick, Nicktoons or Toon Nick.
Maybe it was Nicktoons. That would make a lot more
Nicktoons.
sense. That would make more sense.
Nicktoons was the dumping ground for all Nickelodeon's like stuff they wanted to die. They weren't getting good views.
Oh, really?
On that channel, so they let it die. I think it's
still
why
Rocket Power was on there. With all due respect, because Tito, but
no. I mean, Nicktoons was around before Rocket Power. Nicktoons was around after Rocket Power ended.
Oh, so it was like they were dumping out the rerun thing. Okay, that makes
It was
sense.
all reruns of Nicktoons plus
Okay.
all the it was all
That
the
makes sense.
it was all the Nicktoons that they wanted to die. That wasn't
Pie in my
SpongeBob.
hand. Well, yeah, of course.
My Life's Teenage Robot
didn't
season.
want that to die.
My Life as a Teenage Robot season 3 premiered on Nicktoons.
Oh Lord, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and what else? Harvey Beaks, which was a great show.
What? I've never even heard of that, but okay.
It's a great show from the.
What about Danny Phantom?
It was about Chowder and all that. Danny Phantom did not. I don't think Nicktoons existed when Danny Phantom was around.
That one
Anyway.
wasn't too bad either. I didn't watch it a lot, but I always liked the theme song.
Indeed. Anyway, though, Fairly Odd Parents, Fairly Odder, Die,
By his
New
hand.
Wish, Green Check. I
Yeah.
don't know what the heck they transform into. Honestly, I haven't.
Couldn't find it.
I could not for the life of me tell you. Honestly, it's.
Boom. Duh.
But they transform into adults, so I have no idea what the heck they transform into. They don't transform into fish. They transform into adults. Like Cosmo is like a yakety yak like uncle or something, and Wanda's like the aunt or something. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now we're going on to the shows that haven't premiered yet, but will be soon. Phineas and Ferb. Now, this show is fairly different because different from most of the entries in these lists, because except for Family Guy, all these shows that, except for Family Guy and Futurama, all these have like a different name, like Fairly Odd Parents, A New Wish, Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead, Adventure Time Distant Lands, or whatever, to dignify it from different seasons or whatever, so they can say, oh yeah, this is a new series, so we don't have to pay you this much money, we have to pay you a little money. That's the trick. That's why there's so many weird names for shows coming back. Phineas and Ferb, though, it's just coming back. There's no title index or anything. It's just Phineas and Ferb season 5. They already shot it. They're animating it, and it's coming back next year.
Okay.
Son, your thoughts on Phineas and Ferb?
I liked it okay. It's mainly just because it was on. You liked it more than I did, without question.
I love this show.
I know.
It is so good.
Well aware of that.
It's like...
little too aware, even.
It's like if Family Guy was toned down to a TVG, basically, with a interesting episodic story.
And no cutaways, really. That I know of.
No cutaways. Just replace the cutaways with songs, then yeah, it's that good. Honestly, kind folks, yes. Just absolutely yes. I would greenlight this show in a heartbeat. All the creators are coming back. All the people from the cast to the crew are coming back. Getting Dr. Doofenshmirtz back. Kind folks. Are you kidding me right now? Come on. Now, I don't know what the heck they're going to do. If they do NFTs, I swear I'm done. I'm cogging out. It's like, nope. Do not make Phineas and Ferb create crypto or NFTs. For the love of all things good, please do not make Phineas and Ferb do anything with crypto. Please.
Okay.
Please.
What, like Invest in Ferb coin or something? Like,
Exactly. Yes. They could do Ferb coin. And I'd
that
be like,
would
no.
be kind of funny.
Do
I
not
don't
do
know
that.
why.
Don't do that.
But yeah, no.
Bad Phineas and Ferb. Bad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Get that triangle face out of my face.
Anyway, though, I think it's like 30 episodes, 30 to 40 episodes. It's a hefty order here, which I gotta say. More Phineas and Ferb, the better. Okay, listen.
Sure.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz, are you kidding me right now? The meme lord himself?
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, come on, kind folks. Kindly, come on.
Exactly, that is.
Plus, they brought Phineas and Ferb back to Milo Murphy's Law and all that, and I gotta say, that's really good too.
Naturally.
It wasn't a spin-off, or it was its own show, but Phineas and Ferb kind of popped in every once in a while.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz became like a side character in that show, rightfully so, because he's that great of a character. He needs to be in everything.
Sure.
But yeah, so far, I have to say, Phineas and Ferb season 5, yes. Spring it, yes.
Okay.
It will change. I have the right to change it though.
You do.
If they do anything with crypto or NFTs or anything stupid. Don't do anything. Like, apparently this is not supposed to be taking place during the same summer. It's supposed to take place during the next year's summer, I think. So they're going to age them up a little bit, like maybe like a year.
Okay.
So there was a big huge thing with Doofenshmirtz having a redemption arc where he became a good guy at the end of the series of season 4. So you never know.
Never know.
He could be on the side of Perry the Platypus these days.
Could be.
But anyway, though. Yes, I say greenlight this crap right now. Depending on what they bring back with. Anyway.
Yeah.
And now,
we'll see.
The reason for the pod itself, the reason why I wanted to make this pod. King of the Hill.
What we thought the pod was going to be originally.
What Skits thought the pod was going to be, but then I was like, you know what?
Let's multiply it by 7.
Yes, exactly.
By the word, not just, like... Wow.
To be fair, the last couple have been pretty fast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mainly because they haven't been around for a long time and
haven't
premiered yet. So yeah,
this one has been around for a while.
No, like the revival hasn't been around for a while.
Oh well, yeah, this one hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen as far as
yes, but like Phineas and Ferb, King of the Hill. Okay, so for all those who don't know, King of the Hill is another Mike Judge
Take it down.
show. It's more down to earth. I dare say it's highly superior to Beavis and Butthead.
Overall, sure.
Even these past few new seasons of Beavis and Butthead, I still go to King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Over Beavis and Butthead, honestly.
I laugh harder at Beavis and Butthead sometimes.
I laugh harder at King of the Hill.
I laugh pretty hard at King of the Hill.
I laugh pretty hard at King of the Hill.
I laugh hard at both of them.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
I've been told my take on Bobby is very spot on, according to the dearest brother of Sasha. Claims my impression of Bobby is on point.
Dearest brother of Sasha.
Brother, Sasha, I should say.
Oh, I was gonna say, Sasha does not have a brother.
No, he does not. And a half-sister.
Anyway, though. So, yeah. King of the Hill. you know, great run of episodes. It kind of got a little iffy towards the end there. But comparatively, like the season 13, or whatever you want to call it, the last season, either it's season 10 or season 13, I can't remember, but anyway. The last season was kind of a little rocky.
Yeah.
But the series finale was pretty spot on and pretty perfect. Heck, Hank gave Bobby a handshake. Okay? Come on. Kind folks. Okay. Are you kidding me right now?
There you go.
Kind folks.
Shit.
This new revival of King of the Hill, whether or not you want to, if it's a spin-off or it's a sequel series or season 14 or whatever the heck it is, they're making a new thing. So we actually have some a synopsis, if you will. Plus some theories, because they've said publicly things, and there's also been a picture of Bobby Hill himself poking around the interwebs these days. And we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Go for it.
So, through all the interviews and all the stuff that's been coming out of this show, we've heard that the creators of the show, Greg Daniels and Mike Judge, the creator of The Office, Parks and Rec, and all those great shows, and Mike Judge, of course, the creator of Beavis and Butthead and all that, coming back to the show. All the voice actors are coming back. Apparently, it's going to take. It's going to take place when Bobby is 21, which there's a lot of story to tell when he's 21. Which means that GH, Good Hank, he's going to be like Bobby's age or something. Gracie, who's Luann's daughter, probably be around Bobby's age as well. And all that. So not only will we have Hank and Bobby stories, like there's the biggest story between King of the Hill is Hank trying to understand Bobby and vice versa. Not only that now, but we're gonna have that, and probably Bobby trying to figure out modern society. Like Gracie and GH, I can clearly tell you, are going to have TikTok. There's going to be TikTok in this show. I'm going to tell you right now. Social media is going to run rampant in this show. I'm going to tell you right now. And Bobby's going to have to deal with all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he will.
And I swear, if GH doesn't act like Cotton Hill, they missed out on a great opportunity there, because that's going to be great.
They may have.
They better bring Cotton back in some flashbacks or something, because Cotton's my favorite character. He's so hilarious. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be about... So apparently, according to many reports, Bobby's going to have a Japanese fusion restaurant. Apparently, according to rumors, he's going to own it. Which, by the way, if you're owning a restaurant at 21,
that's pretty good.
That's like you're doing very well for yourself.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to the little picture that leaked, that picture I sent you of his bio or whatever, Bobby was on some kind of Master Chef thing.
Yeah.
Some kind of Master Chef show where he won and then he got his own restaurant, I guess. Or something like that. Talks about Peggy and meatballs and lutefisk and all that crap and how he grills with his dad and all that. This picture and all that. This picture tells. He also tells the fact that he's doing some Japanese barbecue, and I forget what it's called. It's a Robo Tonk or something.
I have no idea.
I don't know either. It's Robo something. I forget. Comment and let us know what exactly it is, because I forgot it. Honestly, I've never heard of it, and all I can remember was Robo something. But anyway, what triggered this whole podcast was the story potential between Hank and Bobby with this one sentence. The fact that Bobby is doing this Japanese grill, like this Japanese grilling to kebab thing that's traditionally done using charcoal. That's right there
is funny.
Is absolutely hilarious, yes, but it's also just so much story potential wrapped in that one sentence alone.
Yeah.
There is so much story. Like, you can literally have an entire season of this show wrapped up in this one little exchange right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that, Hank thinks that grilling is for steak, that's it. But Bobby's doing like Japanese fusion and all that. That'd be more story elements there too. Also, the fact that Luann's voice actress tragically died.
She did, yeah.
Tom Petty, who voiced Lucky, passed away.
Tom Petty did die, but for what it's worth, he is definitely more famous as a musician.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if he did. But no.
I know,
yes.
But he...
All right.
As it pertains to this podcast, he is the voice of Lucky. And they both passed away.
They did.
Also, on top of all that, in the middle production, the voice actor for Dale died, which
that sucked, and it was
absolutely
more recent.
Yes, and it was in the middle of the recording for the show.
Yeah,
like they wrote scripts with Dale in mind as like him being alive. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with this show. There's a lot of things that they could do regarding Luann and all that. They could recast her, which I don't think they'll do. Recast, Lucky and Luann, which I don't think they'll do because that's... Although it's more... It's easier to do with animation. Out of respect for the dead, I guess. Which is good. You should respect them. But out of respect for their passing, they could retire the characters, which I think they probably will do. Because they retired the characters for a bunch of Simpsons characters who died. They retired Adam West in Family Guy and a bunch of characters in Family Guy.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what they're going to do. They could recast them. I don't think so. I think Gracie might be just Luann. Has Luann's personality and all that, and that's how they get past it. And since Luann and Lucky passed away, Hank has to live with Gracie now, which he might be more receptive to her now because she's 12 or something. So, she can't really take care of herself. Luann could. So, who knows?
Yeah.
GH, they better bring back GH, honestly. But here's the big thing. And this is just a theory, but this is how they could rectify Dale and all that. Have not AI, have a real, person doing this, but have Dale with the robot voice, because he's a chain smoker. Have him with the, hello, I am Dale. Did you know that 9/11 was an inside job or whatever, something like that,
Yeah.
That would just be honestly the best thing. And if it does happen in this show, you heard it here first, kind folks. Where's my money? But anyway, with all that said, with all the story potential with this show, also, I forgot to mention, you remember Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Yes, I do.
Like I guess the middle show, the most popular show from PBS.
Sure.
Emily Elizabeth, the voice.
Yes.
She is supposedly she got hired for King of the Hill this new season.
Oh, huh.
So many people are expecting her to be either Bobby's love interest, because Bobby's gonna have like a girlfriend in this show.
Oh.
Or Gracie. Or Luann. So it could be a bunch of different characters. Could be all of them. Who knows? But anyway, I give this show a green check.
I do too.
Green light this crap. If I have the right to dismiss it if the show's bad. But I highly doubt it, because even the worst King of the Hill was still pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, yep, King of the Hill is always a classic, and I would love to see it come back. For sure.
So you would greenlight this, son?
Absolutely.
Quite. Anything else? Or no, you're done. Done.
I mean, you said just about everything, so yeah.
Okay.
I can't really add anything to that. It's a great show. The Boomhauer's always funny. Hank is hilarious. They're
Which,
all
by
hilarious.
the way, they're definitely coming back.
Excellent.
Because
How
Mike
about
Judge is coming
Bill?
back.
How about Bill?
I don't know. Honestly, they're all probably coming back. We know Dale's coming back because, unfortunately, the actor passed away.
Ah.
And there's also some art from the picture, like, some, like, I don't know, like UV lights, whatever thing of older Nancy. So Nancy's coming back.
Ah.
But I don't know. I would assume Bill's coming back. He'd probably be fatter.
Yep.
I think we've gone over this, or maybe I just imagined all of this, but here's my thoughts on the four here.
Okay.
And then we'll move on, wrap it up or whatever. Hank is basically the same. He's older. He's got more wrinkles. His hair's gray,
Yeah, for sure.
Not really any change there. Bill is fatter. A little bit more disgusting. Sweatier.
I can see that. Yeah.
Dale, he's even skinnier. He's got like a cane or something. and
Yeah.
he's vaping. I think I thought more about Dale than I did with anyone else, honestly. But
I
Dale,
can see that.
there's just so much that you
Yeah.
can do with Dale, especially in these
There
days.
is.
He vapes now instead of cigarettes or whatever, and he's got the robotic
Yeah.
voice and all that.
He
Which if they
does.
don't do or they don't implement, that's
too bad.
that is you're wasting clear potential here. My gosh, there's so much you can do with that. And then Boomhauer's literally the exact same. He's just maybe has like a gray streak in his hair or something, or he dyes his hair now. I don't know, but yeah, he's honestly just the same.
Yeah,
that
seems fitting.
He's just copy and paste from the original series to this. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe he sounds a little like, man, I tell you what, there, man, boom, there, man.
Yeah, a little older.
Anyway, though,
good.
Yeah, let's wrap it up with these couple things because we know literally almost nothing about this.
Yeah.
Regular show, love regular show. It's coming back. Apparently, this show, it's in the same style as side quests, Adventure Time side quests, where it's called Adventure Time, or no, it's not Adventure Time, regular show. It's called Regular Show, The Lost Tapes.
I can see that.
Which is a, I guess, taking place within the same time frame, because there's a thing here. Where they go into the future or whatever. The last episode of regular show, they go into the future and everyone ages up and all that. Pops dies.
Yeah. Makes sense, though.
Pops dies in a glorious whatever and all that. Glorious sacrifice and all that. And yeah, so this is going to be taking place before that, all that happens, back at the park and all that stuff. And I'd say that's penny pinching. Like, they really want something, anything. They want to market this thing to the greatest extent possible and just live off of the merchandise. But honestly, if it's the same team and the same actors and the same writing team as regular show proper, hopefully they won't write the same stuff that they did towards the end. It's more early regular show. I would say let's go for it, because it's on, like, I still watch the show to this day. It's so good. I give this a green light for now. It may be different later on. And finally, Gumball. The Adventures of Gumball, or whatever. This show's coming back. Another Cartoon Network gem. They were supposed to have like a movie and then a sequel series after that, ending to the Marvelous World of Gumball, or whatever the heck it's called. And they didn't. It was in development hell for a considerable amount of time. Now they're just bringing the show back. They're just scrapping the movie. If they do make a movie, it's not going to be the same movie that they wanted to make. But they're bringing they're going to make a movie. Who knows? But they are bringing the show back. The show is being brought back. And I gotta say, I love the animation style. Every character has a different animation style. It's absolutely hilarious, fun, vibrant, all that. For now, I'd give this a green light. Honestly, yeah, because we don't know. We don't know what the heck they're going to be doing, or if this is going to exist, because it's been in development hell since the ending of Gumball proper. So who knows if this is coming around, but that's all the information we have for right now. And yeah, that's it.
All right.
Nothing from Skits, because Skits knows absolutely nothing about regular show
I
or Gumball.
saw regular show enough that I can maybe comment on it. Probably because it was on because of a certain scrub. But
Hey, sometimes the scrub, she knows her shows.
yes, it's one of many things that you have in common with her, I may add.
Regular show's a great show, honestly.
It is.
Grey's Anatomy sucks, but
she doesn't watch that, so she'd probably agree.
She doesn't watch Grey's Anatomy?
Not that I'm aware of.
What is it, Law and Order? What?
That Special Victims Unit, but yeah.
Yeah, but that show sucks.
Well, she would disagree on that one, but okay. Scrub, huh? But yeah, regular show. That'd be cool to see a new iteration of that.
Hopefully they implement Close Enough. Close Enough is also another show by the same creator. Got canceled, written as a tax write-off. Can't watch it legally anywhere. Sucks.
Really?
Yeah. Well, actually, I take that back. I think you can actually buy the show. I think. Keep in mind, I think.
I see.
But you can't stream it anywhere. I think you can probably buy it on Amazon, but there's no DVDs of Close Enough, like the third season or something. Same thing for Final Space. There's a bunch of shows that are disappearing. But that's not what this podcast is about.
No.
It's about regular show and Gumball.
Gumball, yeah, I can't really say much on that. I've seen snippets of it here and there, and I never got into it really.
I'm interested to see if you actually do enjoy it, if you actually gave it a chance, because it's very...
not really.
It's like...
It was okay.
It's like... In the same way, Family Guy is just like, oh, this happens, and this happens, this happens. Boom, 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 all this random bull crap or whatever. Gumball's kind of like that, too.
Sort of, yeah. I'd still rather watch Family Guy.
Well, yeah, of course.
By far and large.
I wonder if you...
By far and massively large, even.
Especially with your ADHD mind. Oh, roasted. I wonder if you...
I could see that. I could see some people who deal with this condition as well being drawn to that, but I'm not one of them. I don't know. Right. I wasn't a fan of it, really. I didn't hate it, but... but then again, it was... Did I really want to sit and watch in general at the same time? Not really.
I'm not so sure about that,
I'm afraid so. But that is cool that it's coming back around also. Pretty neat.
About time. It was supposed to happen a while ago, but they are finally doing something with it.
I see.
But that's it. That's all we got.
All right.
Any other revivals that we missed or something? I'm sure there are. Will and Grace, even. Will and Grace made a comeback. I never watched it. But anyway, what you guys think? Comment, let us know.
Yes,
don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell. Skits, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, let us know if there's something that we missed that you think's noteworthy of discussion here in the comment section below. And we look forward to hopefully seeing your kind comments in the near future.
Indubitably. More vids come your way, and hey, take care, guys.